This week on Dirt, here is Doug Logan and Andy Fusco.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week on Dirt. My name is Doug Logan, and joining me in the studio, the senior editor of Stock Car Racing magazine, Andy Fusco. And Andy, quite possibly the busiest weekend of racing on the dirt circuit the entire summer.
4th of July is always that way, Doug. Quite possibly our busiest show of the summer. Videotape from 7 different speedways. Ken Schrader's return to the dirt circuit. The New York State Fairgrounds gets its season started. But first, the Skoal Series visits Flemington. Here's Brian Spade with that report.
The second week in a row, rains have washed out the opening of the Skoal Racing Super Dirt Series 1989, this time in Flemington, New Jersey. Before the rains came, we managed to get a word from a few of the drivers about how their season's been going so far at Flemington, and also who the toughest guy to beat is at this track. I guess Billy Pouch, driver of the Barker bus number 76, will just have to wait a few more weeks to try to break Al Tasnadi's record.
89 started out real good. Right now we're sort of coming back the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago we were running real strong and we were on the outside, and it just was one of those racing accidents where somebody got the car underneath me and I was the last one out. We were second in points, then we dropped back to third, but we're having a good season and we're looking forward to a strong end.
So far we've been having some pretty tough luck. Got tangled up about 3 weeks ago and bent the car up pretty good, and then come back running decent, blew the motor. Missed last week, so we didn't have another one, but we'll get it straightened out sooner or later.
Ray, who at Flemington is the man to beat?
Oh, boy. There has been no dominating winners here. There's been, I don't know, Pouchy has got 2 or 3 wins. I guess he's got the best record here so far. Hoffman's been going pretty good all year. I guess he's got 1 win. That Bright just came out with a new car, and he got a win last week. So there really has been no dominant factor. It's just been that kind of a year where, I don't know, they've probably had 7 or 8, maybe 9 different winners so far this year. So.
Billy Pouch.
No question?
No question.
I run 3 nights a weekend, and Flemington's the toughest, and I'll tell you, you can look, nobody's got no more than 1 win other than me at this track, I believe, so far this year. I mean, there's a lot of good drivers here, a lot of good equipment, a lot of money. So it's anybody, you know. I mean, you can't dwell on just one person. There's probably at least 15 guys in the field that can come out and win the feature.
Flemington did manage to get 1.5 heats into the books in the first event. Watch Brad Herney gets a little too far to the outside and boom, hits the wall before going home to take the checkered flag. In the middle of the second event, the rains began to fall, sending the fans for cover along with the cars, rescheduling the event to July 13th.
3 out of 3 Skoal Super Dirt Series races rained out. It must be very frustrating for the drivers.
Yeah, now Grandview, Williams Grove, and Flemington. It's going to make it real tough later in the year, later this month in July and August, when these guys are going to have to run 6 nights a week just to make up the shows.
Meanwhile, beautiful